Hello and welcome to Precontation Points video of Snark. I read bad books so that you don't have to. I'm continuing my review of Shatter Me by Tahereh Mafi. Not the first video, go check out the others links are posted below, chapter 25. I kind of forgot to mention this in the previous chapter, but the room that Warner put Juliet and the baby in is reminiscent of the Jockey from Matilda. I forgot because it was literally mentioned like it wasn't going to be important, but here, murder this baby! Kind of easy to forget dumb things like that. But I'm bringing it up now because the baby apparently has zero survival instincts and keeps wanting to impale himself on some of the spikes all over the room. Juliet has to grab the baby in order to prevent the dumb thing from killing himself. Oh, but the baby apparently has a blindfold? Did I seriously miss something, or was it just another insignificant detail that got buried with the baby murder? I don't really care, but either way, what the There's a long bit where Juliet grabs the baby, tries to put it down, and then the baby keeps wandering back to her and getting hurt all over again. Finally, Juliet snaps. I crushed the glass with 10 fingers. Does Juliet have other fingers that she's not telling us about? Why did the narration feel the need to specify that she's using all 10 fingers? Juliet breaks through to where Warner is and slams him up against the wall. Despite Juliet's death threats, Warner tells the other soldiers in the room with him that he'll kill them if they hurt Juliet. He also tells her that she broke through concrete, not just glass, which was literally the only thing the narration implied. Nothing quite like an unreliable narrator. Juliet tells Warner that she'll kill him if he makes her do anything like that again, and she doesn't think that she's bluffing either. Chapter 26. Adam later finds Juliet crying in the shower. He holds her, but it only makes Juliet feel worse. She bakes her death, says that this is just who she is. Adam tells her that all of what Warner has been doing was trying to crumble what little is left of Juliet's worth she has remaining. She isn't the monster that Warner wants her to be. Despite having danced around the topic a lot, Adam now tells Juliet that he loves her. His frame, built by bricks of desire. I didn't know that desire could physically build anything, let alone be turned into bricks and used to shape a human. So we get a boatload of purple prose following Adam's confession, which I'm not surprised, but it's more annoying than anything. They start making out and, whoa, okay, clothes are coming off. This was advertised to me as a young adult novel, for kids. And I know that teens are thinking about doing the do, and that hiding stuff from them isn't exactly helpful in the long run, but that doesn't mean that we should go out of our way to put sexy books full of sex into the hands of children. I'm in my 30s now. Anybody under the age of 18 is a child, legally, emotionally, maturely. However, Juliet only wanted to take off Adam's shirt to look at his bird tattoo so she could tell him this. You're my bird. I tell him, you're my bird and you're going to help me fly away. Shakespeare ain't got nothing on Mafi. Sarcasm. After Juliet gets out of the shower, Adam is gone. She then randomly does my most hated first-person trope. She then stares at herself in the mirror and describes herself. Can we not? Adam comes back in as she's staring at herself and tells her that she's beautiful. They quickly launch into more makeouts, but on the bed this time. And I'm pretty sure that they do the do, but at least it's heavily implied and has a fade to black rather than anything graphic. Thank you for that small mercy at least. Adam and Juliet are awoken by a voice over the intercom yelling about some unknown emergency and that all soldiers are supposed to do a thing. Adam doesn't want to leave Juliet even though she keeps telling him to go. Warner shows up and makes the decision for Adam. I can watch her. Adam clearly doesn't want to rock the boat, so he just leaves. Warner is really hung up over a rip in Juliet's dress. Juliet keeps saying that it's fine, but he keeps pressing the issue. He comes over to her and rips the dress further, but when he got close to her, he was able to grab the notebook from Juliet's pocket. Juliet had been keeping it with her to keep it hidden, but the dress she'd picked out was too tight and didn't hide it as well as some of the others. Juliet says that she brought it with her, but he somehow thinks that she's lying. Adam comes back in and tells Warner to get away from Juliet. Chapter 27. So Adam is taking the opportunity of the rest of the soldiers off doing whatever it is that they're doing, and he's getting Juliet so that they can escape. Warner tries to threaten to shoot Juliet, but it doesn't work because Adam knows how valuable Juliet is to Warner. Juliet takes Warner's gun and grabs the bags that they had already packed and ready to go. Juliet is surprised that Adam is using whatever the emergency is in order for them to get away, says that it's ahead of schedule, but the entire plan hinged on the rebels and when they themselves would rise up enough to overpower their guards. Adam said 3 weeks, but it was only an estimate. The fact that she doesn't understand that is just so frustrating to me. Like, yes, let me just schedule in a rebellion. Does the 14th work for you? No, let me pencil you in for the 17th then. In a last-ditch effort to keep Juliet around and not be killed, Warner tries to bargain with them. He asks Juliet how well that she actually knows Adam, that he's the only one who actually loves her. However, as with his bluff earlier, neither of them really care what Warner says at this point, mainly because Warner has been forcing Juliet to do horrible things and has kept her prisoner. Adam is the only one who has ever told Juliet that he loves her, and maybe in the rest of the series we'll find out how horrible that Adam actually is. But right now he's the only one who has ever offered Juliet a choice. However, Warner continues on about how they could rule, throwing around words like queen, which, ugh. However, Juliet shows that she has more common sense than Anastasia Steele and doesn't actually want to be with the emotionally and psychologically abusive dillhole. You think that it wouldn't take much for a woman to run from a man like that, but considering the amount of romances that I've read with main characters who do just that... When Warner realizes that Juliet is leaving with Adam, and even worse that she apparently loves him, he mocks her for having fallen for that. And I'm still really skeptical about Adam, mainly because we don't know what these rebels are actually in favor for. Furthermore, 3 years is a long time to have been apart from somebody, especially in the middle of what's apparently a war. Then Juliet asks if there actually was an emergency. Warner doesn't really say much, and they piece together that this was only just a drill. And now that they've played their hand, they have to see this through, or else Warner will probably kill Adam and punish Juliet some more. Then they decide that they're going to go out the window, which is on the 15th floor, which, okay, the height of the building would have been nice to know before, but okay. Adam has some rope, and he says that he'll climb down first so that he can help Juliet. However, Warner pieces together that Adam can touch Juliet without consequences from this. Warner then, again, not quite sure what happens, but I'm pretty sure that the man is throwing a tantrum like a toddler because Juliet is refusing to play Psycho House with him. He rides on the floor for a while and knocks Juliet over. They hear soldiers coming, so Juliet and Adam rush out the window. However, as she's climbing down, Juliet realizes that Warner touched her bare leg, but nothing happened, which I feel is further proof that he's probably going to be on the other end of this love triangle. Chapter 28. Juliet goes so fast down the rope out the window that she ends up with bad rope burn. The soldiers poke their heads at the window, and Juliet waits for them to unhook the anchor, but they only just start trying to pull her up. Even after all of that, and Warner still wants Juliet. They probably should have killed him, but he lives to be a problem for another day. Juliet jumps down into Adam's arms, and they take off. As they go to where the normal people live, a voice comes over a bunch of loudspeakers that there are rebels on the loose, and they are armed and dangerous. However, Adam pulls Juliet into the forest where they cross the line into the remains of life before all of this crazy downfall of society stuff started to happen. The area is randomly forbidden, but it doesn't exactly sound like they're going to hide out in there either. As they're running along, Juliet struggles with the actual running, mainly because she's been kept prisoner for just under a year and being allowed yard time was exactly high on Warner's list. Adam eventually pulls Juliet into an alley and instructs her on proper breathing techniques. Gunshots are heard and Juliet's breathing trouble is suddenly from anxiety. She knows that they wouldn't kill her because she's too valuable for Warner, but they wouldn't hesitate to kill Adam. Adam picks Juliet up and runs with her in his arms for a while. They hop a fence, but they slow down on the other side. He says that they put this kind of tracking serum into the blood of the soldiers, but he says that they won't be able to track them there because this place used to be a nuclear power plant, but it exploded about 5 years ago. The entire incident was hidden from the general public, even though he also mentioned that the radiation is enough to kill people, and for some reason they're going in there. How fun. Can't this radiation kill me? Oh no, he shakes his head. Sorry, I forgot to tell you. One of the reasons why Warner wanted me collecting those samples is because you're immune to it too. He was studying you. He said he found the information in your hospital records that you'd been tested. I don't have words anymore. Juliet is just randomly immune to radiation poisoning. This might as well happen too. They kiss for a moment before they set off to go home, wherever that means. Thanks for listening to my book Snark on YouTube. New videos are up every Monday, but stick around because sometimes I drop random videos on other days too. Just as a reminder, even if you can't financially support me, there are other ways to support me. The first is watching this video as well as all of my other videos. It's also important to like and subscribe. Finally, you can share this video with all of your friends so that they can help as well. If you're already caught up with all of my videos, you can go to Tumblr for my main book Snarks, always free and updated every morning. And if you've already read all of my main Snarks, then you can find even more Snarks on my Patreon. You can access it for $1 a month. Plus, you also get early access to my main Tumblr Snark. Special thanks to Dawn, Phoebe, and Nikki for supporting me on Patreon already. If you want to hear your name in my video next week, either support me on Patreon or make a one-time donation. Do you like my snark so much that you want me to snark your writing? I do that too. For just $3 per chapter, I will tell you how awful that your writing is. But not to worry if you feel like you couldn't take the criticism. I also offer regular book editing as well. $3 for every 5,000 words. You can contact me on any of my social media platforms if you have further questions. If you want to read some of the things that I've written, you can purchase my works on Amazon. I have a slew of erotic short stories and one full-length novel. I also sometimes run flash sales on my stories, and if you don't follow me on any social media, you might want to do that just so you know when I might be offering more things for free. Links for everything will be posted below. See you next week, guys.